Hello guys, this is Terry from Genkigamingtv coming back at you with a Yokai Watch 2019 episode 12 episode review. The episode starts off with us being introduced to Shirokuma, who is this first section's antagonistic yokai. We also get to see Gibbonion being trucked off into outer space by the truck that just basically plows straight into him. Just trying to make a cool segue with that, but basically we segue into this first section of Nate being around a baby. Nate's mom is talking to a young mom, and the baby crawls towards Nate, and Nate's mom's like, you should probably play with the baby. I mean, the baby wants your attention. Nate tries to play peekaboo with the baby poops. Yes, poop jokes are being made. It is not fun. It is not the best of days. As the scene kind of transitions on, the mom goes and changes the baby. The baby then crawls back over to Nate, poops again, and then Nate thinks he hears a voice coming from the baby, and he's like, the baby was just cooing moments ago. This is actual talk. This has to be a yokai. Yet again, Whisper kind of blows him off. Not really like a full blow off of like, Nate, you know a baby cannot be inspirited by a yokai, or anything like that. He's like, nah, it's probably not a yokai, probably not even worth you scanning. But ta-da, it was a yokai. It was Shirokuma, who is, I'm pretty sure, a newly introduced yokai. Pretty sure I saw a thing for him in Puni Puni and in Yokai Watch 4. I'm pretty sure he was in one of the reveal trailers. You can see Shirokuma riding on the baby's back and spiriting the baby. Shirokuma kind of looks over to Nate and then dives into Nate and spirits Nate, causing him to act like a baby, crawling around on the floor, trying to get his mom's attention. I believe he says something along the lines of, I'm hungry, or I want food, or my stomach is empty. And then Nate starts crying like a baby on his back with his legs in the air and his arms also in the air, both kind of flailing. His mom, the real MVP of the section, just kind of plays it off as Nate being a weird kid, and I'm pretty sure she like kind of indirectly enforced, hopefully your baby won't be weird like mine was, to the young mother, like kind of saying, it's not this bad, having a kid isn't this horrible, no. And the scene goes to the worst case scenario of Katie arriving with cookies. Normally Katie arriving with cookies would be an excellent, wonderful thing, because we love Katie here. Katie is amazing, with her living right next door. Katie coming over with cookies to deliver seems like a rather plausible thing. A rather common thing, so that's why Nate's mom seems so chill about it. So, worst case scenario, Nate's on his back with his feet and arms kind of flailing again, being inspirited by Shirokuma, who's trying to make him poop himself in front of Katie, which is like one of the worst plot things ever. I'm just happy Poofessor wasn't in the same episode segment, because that would have been too many poop jokes and too much poop for an episode altogether. It's kind of a little bit cringy. I was as disturbed as Katie was. Katie kind of left in a hurry. Shirokuma's mom appears, scolds Shirokuma, and then says that she was worried about the baby, and then forces Shirokuma to apologize to Nate, I'm pretty sure that Mama Shirokuma might have a different name, but the wiki was not updated. And while I was recording this, there was a lot of background noise while I was taking my notes, so I wasn't able to hear everything clearly. But Nate got a new arc. The Poopy White Bear arc. That's what I am calling it, because Shirokuma is not our favorite Kuma. The second part of this episode is probably one of my favorite episode segment parts. Basically, Katie has a wand and becomes a magical girl in her bedroom, and Nate sees it, his eyes go all hearty, and he's like, isn't she the best? I will keep her secret forever. But it was Nanmajo Himiko, and I'm gonna add San to it, because I think in Yokai Watch 4 they'll add the San, because it's a significantly longer name for a yokai, but it's basically a Jibanyan reskin in the Maho Shoujo stylization. Katie transforms again, then Katie in Nanmajo Himiko go visit Nate. Nate gets turned into a fish. Then they transition into a different area of existence, like a different dimension, and then Katie turns Nate into a giant and then defeats Nate. It was an interesting segment. Then we get a 4 Koma segment, which is more or less more of the same. It's raining, they're at the convenience store. They left their umbrellas in the holder outside. When they returned with their bags full of food and stuff, the umbrellas are gone. Koma-san suggests taping them down with duct tape or with tape in general. Komajiro says that's a bad idea. And we do get one of our favorite recurring segments returning. No, it's not Yokai World Got Talent. It's nearly just as good. We get the Dr. F segment again with our favorite doctor, Fubuka Hime, because she is amazing. Blizzaria. Because here we love Blizzaria. And I believe Popsicle is in this episode too, as one of the patients she cures by making him kind of freeze over. The director of the hospital is really happy about Dr. F, Fubuka Hime Doctor. In reality, Manjimon is right, it's Havernon or Funyuyan that is the real doctor, but apparently everything is all hunky-dory with the rest of the staff for the most part, with the exception of Manjimont, Nurse Tungus, kind of, because they're very suspicious of her, but our Dr. F here, Blizzaria, did get a full job listing at the hospital, because why wouldn't she? She's adorable and talented. Why wouldn't they extend her job opportunity highlights for the foreseeable future? But she actually does a decent job for the most part of treating patients to a certain degree. Well, she didn't try to kill them. She didn't Jibanyan them. So that makes me happy. It's also kind of funny at the same time, because you're kind of like, oh, it's gonna happen. She's going to freeze someone to death. But no, it did not happen. Even with Kappa being Kappa, the other yokai that I'm not really familiar with, like the light blue ghost guy, he helped with the treatment of our boy Kappa Kappa. And basically the episode just kind of carried out itself. We did get a couple funny gags in the segment, like with our Dr. Fubuka Hime hinting back to the fact that she possibly is a doctor, she possibly is not. Like, she she really kind of took it to the stick of, I'm a doctor, you know that, the director knows that, but am I really a doctor? I think that was one of the implications. But it's funny seeing Management in such a serious role, and instead of just being a pervy dog guy, a pervy Jimin Kin. Because isn't that his like normal stereotypical role? And our episode ends with the search for Komami, the superstar Imoto-san ninja princess of the Koma-san clan, who went to ninja school, or to the part of Japan where you can train and learn about becoming a certified ninja. So Koma-san and Komajiro both go there. Koma-san gets stuck in a revolving door at the ninja dojo. They learn about smoke bombs, and they also get a note from Komami. So yeah, it's just kind of okay. These little segments are going to be as many as there are prefectures in Japan. I'm already claiming that. I already know that. As for something that I talked about in the last episode, the wiki is completely not supporting what all is going on with this new series. You guys know that as much as I do. If we really look at this, there's literally no support for them, or for this new series. So for me to find new yokai names, I either have to pay super duper attention to what all is actually going on in the episode, which I only understand, I want to say about half, or a little bit over half. It's like not a ton, but it's not a horrible amount at the same time. You guys are getting what I'm saying. My listening skills are still rather weak, and I apologize for any mistranslations or misinterpretations. All in all, the episode's good for the most part. Pacing isn't necessarily what I'm most concerned about, but at the same time, guys, I am really worried about the longevity of Yokai Watch outside of Japan. I'm not saying it's bad, but I'm saying if you give what they've been giving to us as a whole here, the Western audience isn't going to eat this up. The Western audience is going to be kind of triggered by a little bit of this. Not triggered to the point where they hate it, but triggered to the point that it's going to be so hard to bring new people in. Because have we had a really serious, fun action scene yet? I really don't feel like we have, except for a couple of the one-chan sides. Even at that, I'm not completely hating on the series as a whole, but I'm not loving the direction they've chosen to really work with. I'm not denying that it isn't something they can do. It's pretty okay for the Japanese audience, but even at that, I believe reception might be lower than what I'm even thinking it is. Cause I'm feeling like it's being received moderately to a middling success, not to super duper success, but to a level of success that they're content with to a degree. And I want to thank you all for your support again, and tell you guys that you're amazing, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your morning, afternoon, and or evening, and I hope your weeks are full of blessings and positivity. You guys continue being the best version of you, and I will try my best to continue to provide you with this content. Bye for now.